if the rumours are true, she grew up in a rainforest eradicating feral pigs. From Get Crackin', it's Danielle Walker. Is this... Oh, boy.
I was going to ask, but, like, dare I ask now?
Oh, no. Granddad did the shooting. I did more, like, put the bananas in the traps and, like, do you want me to help carry the trotter, Granddad? Like, after. And we would gut them and we would cut them open and then he'd be like, this is a kidney. And I'd be like, oh, that's quite purple. You know, and we'd do sort of that. And I got to learn all the organs and stuff and check them for worms and... Oh, a bit of a... Yeah, it's a fun time. You can tell... He would get paid twice because he'd get paid by the employer to kill the pig. And then they have, like, these freezer boxes where you just take the dead feral pig and they, like... I thought it was a lie because they were always like, oh, we just take them to the box and then they eat them in Czechoslovakia or something. And I was like, well, that's got to be a lie. And then they eat them in, like, Germany and stuff.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, they just ship them over there because it's like they like feral pig over there.
So you are shooting the feral pigs for export?
Well, we're shooting them because they're invasive species. And it's a byproduct that, yes, we also double dip on the money.
It's a pity you can't eat cane toads, really, isn't it? If you can believe it, she was the first woman to host a comedy show on Australian TV. It is comedy legend Wendy Harmer!
It's
Is that true?
bring your grandparents to comedy. Okay. I think so. A live show, at least.
Yeah.
I think so.
Now, what show are we talking
And we're
about?
talking about the Big Gig back in 1989. So it's a long time ago now, but I'm sure you all remember. Were you allowed to watch that show? You would have been too little, too
Yes,
young.
I was by the twinkle in my father's eye watching it.
I was going to say, I think you'd been too young. What about you, Danielle? You wouldn't have been born yet.
What year?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry about it.
You were shooting the Big Gig and she was shooting the Big Pig.
That's it. I think we actually had the Big Pig on the Big Gig, by the way. I think so. I think we did have them on.
So, for people who don't... I mean, to me, this was my favourite TV show when I was growing up. You know, like, in the country, used to watch the Big Gig all the time. Like, you know, seeing you host it. First time, like, I ever saw stand-up comedy was basically on the Big Gig. So it is, like, a great honour to have you here on the show. But do you have a favourite memory of making the Big Gig, or do you remember what it was like to do the first episode of the Big Gig?
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, so many memories. This is a great memory, okay, that my boyfriend of 4 years dumped me the week before the Big Gig. So I wrote this stand-up routine, which was absolutely excoriating, and named him and, like, just went for him. And Ted Robinson in rehearsal was going, oh, the director, oh my God, you are not going to say that on TV. I'm going, yes, I am. He's going, we can't do the shot. And I'm going, yeah, I'm absolutely going to. Anyway, I rewrote it so it wasn't so bad. But I did give Ted a real fright, which was good. It was good to put him in his place on the first ep, I thought. Yeah. I don't know whether you've ever thought of that, Will, but nice to keep your director on their toes.
I like the opposite. I hope tonight you're going to name that boyfriend on national TV.
Well, the funny thing is about it that I wrote a one-woman stage show. I wrote a book, and a reference book, and I wrote a novel about that time that he dumped me, and he came to my wedding subsequently and slept the night under a tree in Rushcutters Park.
Oh, I can't believe it was Todd McKenny yesterday.
So I thought that was fantastic.
Was he invited to the wedding, or
he was invited to the wedding, but he just was so maudlin and drunk, and, you know, like, looking at me and how happy I was that he just passed out under a tree. I think I won. I won.
God, you're Machiavellian. I'm scared of you now.
It's what you're going to be to survive in this game, baby.
And if you're biased, he believes DVDs are a precious endangered species. It's the Mark Philippoussis of Australian comedy, Alexei Toliopoulos!
That is the first time sports has ever been used in reference to me. I have never even seen a full episode of sports in my life.
If there was a sport, though, in which you could excel, what would it be, do you think?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I'd probably play the same position in every sport, just little kids sitting down on the grass, pulling them up no matter what. Can't imagine standing on a field, can't imagine wearing shorts, can't imagine having shoes with spikes on them. These are all things that I cannot imagine doing ever once.
Did you ever, like, have to play sports, either at school or, like, you know, did your parents try to get you involved in sports?
Oh, no. My parents knew me very well from second one. They're like, yeah, this kid's not going to do any sports. They're like, yeah, get him a couple of VHSs, a book or two, maybe learn the violin for a few years. The only time I ever felt compelled in any kind of sports was my one plan to get out of them. In high school, you had to do a sport no matter what, and I chose the sport rock climbing because I knew that if I did it, I have severe vertigo. You wouldn't be able to tell from looking at me that I would have phobias and stuff. Quite a few. Heights is one of the big ones for me. Claustrophobia, close second. And I knew that if I just go in with the inspirational story of going you know what, I'm really terrified of heights, but I'm doing this to try and conquer my fear.
Yeah.
But I knew that I was day one, I'm going to go halfway up and go, you know what, I tried, but I can't do it. Then they all bought it. They're like, wow, okay, you did really well. And I was like, don't ask, I'll organise myself to get into another sport. I'll do it, but I'm a little bit embarrassed. I'm walking away with my tail between my legs. And then I just never signed up to another sport. My name crossed off one. And I spent the rest of school just doing nothing at all. Going home early, going to the movies, jigging school. That's it.
Did you actually go to the movies, during school? I'm always... Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I used to went to school near the fish market, so I'd also go to the fish markets and just hang out at the fish markets and get a little lobster mornay for lunch and stuff. I just had a very, cosmopolitan lifestyle when I was a little teenage boy running around the big city.
Yeah, that was very good.
I'm a city mouse, That's what we do.
Yep.